Hello and welcome to this very special episode of More or Nothing. We are at the fabulous, the delightful, the beautiful Corinthia Hotel in London. Huge thank you to them and to Nick Siverite as well for sorting all of that. And I'm very excited about seeing what our lovely room. Is it a room or is it more?
Oh, there's a suite. Let's go and see.
Let's go check it out.
Come on, boys. Here we go.
Thank you.
This way, Marc.
So unnecessary. Stop it. I don't want it. Stop. My cheeks.
I got a hangover horn bad. More or nothing.
Hello and welcome to this very special episode of More or Nothing with Ryan and Max. And we are here at the Corinthia, absolutely delightful, sublime, sumptuous hotel near Trafalgar Square.
You feel at home here, don't you? But you do feel at home. I mean, I don't. I asked if the grapes on the table were real. And
you were mocked with laughter, and that's fair enough.
Which, like, usually I don't see. I've never
put fake grapes on the coffee table in a hotel. That doesn't happen.
You were just worried that we would get charged like $5,000 for a grape.
I did, yeah. But then I found out that producer Jim's been going through the sweet jar over there. So, but anyway, you look comfortable. You feel comfortable. You've had a few glasses of champagne.
Yes, we're good. We're ready to roll. Very much looking forward to a fabulous day. And already we've had a fabulous night that you were sadly unable to be a part of, but Max and I sent it in London.
Does he get posher when he gets drunker?
Yeah, that's an interesting observation.
I think he does.
Okay.
He gets slightly more...
Do you think so?
Posh, yeah. I love it. Big shout out to Nick Severite. Thank you so much for sorting us out. We've got some wonderful guests. We've had a wonderful day. We're actually filming this a bit roundabout backwards, so people you shouldn't disclose this, but we will because we can do whatever we want. We're actually filming this bit at the end, so that's why it's slightly worse for wear. It's been a big few days for the boys. I actually had a night off last night, so when I came in here, I felt great. I've lured you both in. Both of you said there's no way if you're having a beer.
But you had a big one Friday, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, yeah. But I've lured you both in. You were feeling slightly dusty, and here we are. Boys, how was last night? I'll be honest, there was a little bit of me. I did feel good. I headed home. I went and hosted the Arnold Clark Suite with Finn Russell, who was equally as dusty as me yesterday. But then headed home. I didn't even watch the game. I went home to watch the game. How bad's that? I couldn't even stay. I was like, I just need to get home because I knew I was going to be down here. But there was a little bit of me that had FOMO. When I saw some of the messages coming into the group that were accidentally coming into the group, I was like, oh, fuck, I wish I was there. And weirdly so, I said to you earlier, I was even like a bit jealous of his hangover. What is that?
That is weird.
That's not that's not the first time you've said that, sadly.
Yeah.
You've said that a few times. You get like hangover jealousy.
Yeah, that's so strange, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
bizarre.
weird.
But do you know what I think it is?
mildly
Because
ironic.
hangover jealousy leads to, when you drink on a hangover, they are some of the best days.
You look at him. Look at how subliminally he tries to place. Well, we both said we're not really, we've both got work tomorrow, so we're not really drinking.
Oh, what, he's just planting
And he's
it.
just planting, like, how good are the nights where you go?
How was
the day
last night?
after?
How was last
Oh,
night?
it's fabulous. We had a big day. Max and I, we met at Brentford G-Tech Community Stadium for the Barbars versus an All Blacks team. Where
All Blacks 15 then.
All Blacks 15, and you had several of your pals were playing.
BV and Fitz are playing. They went well. Sadly, they lost. But I also got to bump into Chris Halafia.
He looks slightly weathered, mate.
Yeah, he's been
Through the wars.
Yeah, he's been through the dog food factory that was the Prem. So fair play to the bloke. But my God, he was the chief big dog of his era. So, but mate, I was so happy to see him because I hadn't seen him for ages. I saw him walking down. I was ecstatic. Do you know when you just get weird when you haven't seen him because he was like squad father, and I was like,
What's he doing
he was
now?
like
What's
Bowser,
he doing now?
but he was your Bowser. What's he do now?
Yeah.
Mate, he's just chilling at the moment. Yeah, he's just chilling. I think his missus is working all the time. Yeah, he's just.
And then you hot-footed it from the G-Tech Stadium.
Jumped to the Uber on our way to Alliance Stadium. We don't call it Twickenham anymore.
Alliance.
Alliance.
Alliance. HQ.
Alliance. Oh, sorry.
Alliance. Yeah, no, let's call it anything we want because it doesn't really matter.
It's not our sponsors,
we don't
so
really
we
care.
couldn't care less.
And then you got to see the England versus the Aussies.
England v Oz, yeah.
We won't talk about it yet. But
No.
We're making it sound like we managed to really nose out hard.
What a surprise. So
we
we've
got-
sent you two boys to the games and you didn't actually manage to watch either of them.
You know, we watched
feel
one
like the
game of
Lions all
rugby
over.
split across two
Watch
games.
about 50 minutes of each game.
It's anything he's involved in. See, when you send him out for a little, like, right, can you go and do this?
He's a social animal, though.
Yeah, and then he ends up just...
It's infectious.
This is what happened at the Lions.
That's why I never like going to watch live sport because all that ends up happening is but what happens? You get the atmosphere, you get the psychological texture of the event,
And you get excited.
and you get really excited, and then you just end up chatting,
Yeah.
and then you just end up like it's just so much fun, and before you know it, the game's over and you're straight into it.
But do you know what? I think people that watch this podcast and listen to the podcast probably appreciate that because everyone's the same. You go to a rugby match.
Oh no,
No
no,
one
but they're
really
not.
remembers
No,
the last 20
no, no,
minutes, 'cause by
they're
then
not.
they're-
No, they're not. So I was sitting in the stadium, right, at Twickenham. I had these two absolute armchair experts. I'm talking Warren Gatland and bloody Graham Henry was sitting behind me,
Probably that
telling me,
telling
telling everyone how the game was played. It was wild. I was like this. Where do you pull this stuff out of your brain, my friend?
Was it diatribe? It was like it was.
Oh no, it was
nonsense.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely. It was just like
Was it Marc?
he just knew like what?
Was it Marc?
No, it wasn't Mark. It was just some Sir John. Yeah, it was mental. But yeah, it was fine. It's so you kind of get used to it. The other place you can liken it is at the Rec because you sit right in front of the sort of fans when you're on the bench there. You can hear the fan base telling you how to play. And that's always sort of endearing.
It's better for Spice as well because they can just shout stuff directly at you.
Yeah, no, that's nice. But it's when they're like literally like telling you how to play rugby. But when it's just like straight up hazing, that's actually good crack. And that kind of gets you more into it as well.
Just a quick shout out to our wonderful sponsors that are NordVPN. Head over to nordvpn.com/mall. We'll give you 4 months for free on a 2-year deal. And yeah, it was good. Any Nording? Did you Nordy hard?
You can't ask if I Norded very hard at the weekend. Listen.
The hangover Nording? Did you
There was the hangover Nording. Oh my God.
Were you very naughty boy?
The story.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Go to the next thing.
No, keep going, let it roll because
Go on, keep going.
Marc, tell us a story about when you went and had to buy a porn earlier.
But I want you to phrase it
Stop that.
exactly
not
how you said it originally.
Back in the day, you didn't need NordVPN because Marc told us a story where he was basically on holiday somewhere in a little village and there was a game of 5, danger 5s. Whoever lost had to go and buy some explicit content from the newsagent.
What did you call it again, Mark?
But what were you calling this piece of explicit content?
The porn.
No, you weren't. A porn.
A porn, singular, a porn. Went to go buy a porn. Who says that?
But big shout out to NordVPN. Thank you very much for supporting the podcast. Boys, I do want to know, is there any chance we can get I'm paying full price at the moment.
We've got a code. I sent you a free code.
I don't know why. I'm
signed
just
up. You just signed up on
I
Twitter.
signed
good.
up, and so yeah, please don't make the same mistake I made. Use the code
MAUL, mall.
because that'll give you
4 months for free on a 2-year contract, a 2-year deal.
I could do with that.
So
there you are. Save you going down the newsagents to grab a porn.
let's talk about England, Australia. Obviously, Max and I were there. It was good atmosphere. And England, it felt comfortable, dare I say it, even as a non-England supporter.
Yeah, it was very comfortable. Like, it was actually a little bit disappointing, wasn't it? It wasn't much of sort of contest. Also going
Wasn't
back,
it really close? And then they like
Yeah,
50,
but
60 minutes.
It was more like Dingle Harry Potter got the intercept of Dingle's pass, and they didn't really look like scoring at any other time. And England were all over them. They were winning most of the collisions. Like Valentini was sort of getting some work through, but like they were struggling, especially in the interplay.
England always in control.
So playing out the back of that first sort of pod of three in the forwards, they just didn't really have the same fluency we're used to seeing from them, especially during like the Lions of the Rugby Championship, which was sad to see. But yeah, England looked very much in control. And I think with the new sort of Argentina tour, who they were selecting, that sort of Joe Hayes, Finn Baxter, they obviously England's team coming into this was a different lineup to what we usually see. It was sort of a throwback to that with the Lions tourists away. And so now Steve Borthwick's basically essentially built some serious depth, because now he has a new sort of an almost alternate starting lineup that he can rely upon.
Yeah. And so you know what? That's really interesting, because Franco Smith always talks about like building depth, right? And I've never heard this before. He's like, we don't have an A team or a B team. We have a team. We just have
team.
depth.
Everyone just comes
and that's
in seamlessly.
Almost what
has happened with England.
Yeah.
So now he's happy
smart,
with.
But speaking of depth, I think it's worth noting that the Wallabies were not the best Wallabies we could have, because they're missing all the big players.
Hooper,
Will Skelton, as we've talked about, totemic, as we saw in the Lions and for the big matches in the Rugby Championship. You're shorn of that. You're shorn of obviously Hooper, Len Ikitau. You're talking, James.
So if Aussie have all them in place, is it a completely different game?
I think it changes significantly. Yeah, but I think England were very good though. I mean, like Benar had a very strong game, one of his best games for a while in the England shirt. Sam Mandel was awesome. Obviously, Henry Pollock coming on was brilliant.
He does the Hollywood.
Right place, right time.
That pickup, boys.
That pickup, wasn't it?
Roebuck chasing after everything. He gets the tap back, and just the one-handed pickup. It's just meant to be. It's almost like it's already written.
But we've talked about this. You said he manifests.
He does.
His own protagonist existence of being the star of his own show.
Well, he's read the secret, hasn't he? Yeah. He's dabbled. If he hasn't.
No, he has.
He doesn't know.
Oh, yeah. But sorry, we obviously had him on the golf podcast on From Scratch, and he talked about the secret, and he talks about how much he manifests.
There it is, genuinely.
And how he likes to do all that sort of stuff.
Actually.
Head over to Scrum the Scratch.
Fascinating.
But genuinely, we stood in a bunker, and
he's a goddamn seer.
He said to me, "Oh, I don't know if I want to, because I was all about the secret back in the day. Things have gone wrong since, but I was a man."
That's because you became wayward.
Margot Wells.
You were all over the place.
Margot Wells was the one that got me into the Rhonda Byrne, The Secret.
Joe Mann's got me into it.
That is genuinely. He talks about visualization and seeing it. He's like, and he says in that episode, it seems a bit weird, but I visualized this ball coming over the top and me getting it, and he said exactly the same thing happened in a game.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So he's creating his own destiny.
That's awesome that I psychoanalyzed that.
I was thinking, have you seen something, or what? How did you know
I just when you watch him, you can just see like how much he's sort of.
That's weird that he
is the main character in his own sort of story. You can feel it off him. You can like. It's quite. That's why people are so drawn to him as well. Like in the media, it's because there's so much like magnetic energy that he sort of emanates just because of his sort of aura of self-belief, and especially in a young man in pro sport, that's a rare thing to see in it. It's clearly working for him.
He was part of the bomb squad that England have now taken on. What are people calling that? Load into the comments. Give us your version of what you think the English version of the bomb squad is. What is that? We probably can't say half of it because of YouTube taking stuff down.
It's great for Steve Borthwick now that he has that.
But it worked.
It did
work.
You
could see it, and you heard Henry Pollock talk after the game. He spoke to Craig Doyle and that lot, and he said, all he had asked about, bringing energy, make sure we come on and do something. And then there was a big shift when they came on.
Because it was close actually.
No fireworks like the Springboks, but there was a certain impact.
The ability to bring on someone like a load of Lions. How many was it? Six, wasn't it? That's completely mental. Yeah, that sort of metal. Like Ellis Genge, it was Cowan Dickey. Congrats on the 50th, and he got to score the try. And then Will Stewart, Yeah, and Tom Curry, he had some impressionable moments in the game as well. So it's a hell of a force now. I think good on Borthwick just backing those guys that went to Argentina. I quite like that as well.
Does this shape your thinking looking ahead to the rest of the autumn internationals in any way about what this England side can achieve? Mario Tadhg came out and said our aim obviously is to clean sweep our autumn, but he said it in a defiant way rather than
I think that's a realistic target for them. I think they can do it 100%. It'll be probably it's easier said than done these things.
Who else have they got? They got Fiji this week.
New Zealand.
All Blacks, and is there one at the end?
Argentina. Yeah, again.
Yeah, I think they can do that.
I see again. I just think we'll get onto the All Blacks versus Ireland in a minute. I mean, I wasn't blown away by the All Blacks. So again,
I think
it proves my
they're
point
very fallible.
that the Argentina game is the one that England might slip up on. I hope to God that Fiji come to town this week and tear them a new one. But
hang on, can you jump into the comments, guys? Because we keep again we downplay New Zealand. It's because it's not the Richie McCormack-Nonu.
I know, but they are fallible. They are definitely
they're
beatable.
fallible, but they win.
They're great. They're still great.
yeah, and they pulled away in that Ireland game. Which
The
we'll get
Rugby
onto in a minute.
Championship, let's not forget, they lost it on points difference.
That's a feat. Would you not say?
Yeah. Although we're going to speak about, I think the ref slightly ruined that game.
I'm just going to touch on Tommy Freeman, Fraser Dingwall.
Yeah.
Obviously, that was a big.
Do you think it worked?
Not yet, but it won't happen overnight. I think these things just require.
Is it
time.
worth? Is it now? How much of does a coach take into consideration?
It wasn't bad though. They still won the game. Do you know what I
A
mean?
player's sort of wants and needs. He wants to play in that 13 slot. He didn't get the ball as much as we're used to seeing him. I think.
Yeah, but it's also like at winger, it's very different to playing 13. There's a lot more distribution happening, and there was times where he sort of should have been distributing rather than carrying. Sort of wingers think carry first, finish.
But you want him on the wing. You've said that.
100%. No, I want him on the wing. Yeah.
But I understand what he's doing. I understand what Boss is doing. You're trying to create this.
Players on the team.
And then you can easily go to 6-2 splits. You see what Scotland did with Jamie Dobie at the weekend. Like, it just works so well.
Especially
Jamie
the
Dobie
amount of
starts
depth
for
at
me.
winger. If he can get as many of those freaky athletes on the field at once,
Then you're a
well
force
for
to
him.
reckon with. So, and the spine of that England team, I feel, is becoming Northampton based. With Mitchell,
Yeah, potentially.
I know that
I
Ford
can see Finn
Spanish over
coming
Finn
in.
Smith
Yeah.
coming in, Dingwall, Freeman. You're looking at it and going, yeah,
Fairbank
okay.
might come back. He's obviously in and out.
whenever
at
he
15,
gets-
when he
whenever
gets
he's fit,
fit
he's usually
again.
back in there.
Then if Henry Pollock is playing, they're starting him more at
And
8.
Coles, he's unbelievable.
I would like to get a bit more game time. I think he's brilliant.
Yeah.
Wow, a Northampton team. Australia, I mean, we can't really contextualise their performance in the same way because of the lack of the depth that we talked about? Or, I mean, what to them, a disappointing day at the office, or they did well?
No, I think they'd be
spite.
very disappointed.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't where they're at. I think it was a bit of an outlier.
We expected more. It's bizarre,
Yeah,
isn't
we
it?
did,
This time last year, we were wild because we wrote them off and they were brilliant. And they were absolutely brilliant.
Over in the Reds, got the
Max
win from Max
Jorgensen,
Jorgensen.
yeah. But then now we were sort of expecting a similar thing, and I don't think we saw the true Wallabies.
No, not at all. But so I think now the window is open. So all those boys, Len Ikitau, Tom Hooper, Skelton and James O'Connor can rejoin the Wallaby squad. So I'm sure they'll have a huge impact on how the
They go
team performs.
to Italy next. Now let's move on to that game at Soldier Field in Chicago. There's only really one place to start between Ireland and New Zealand, something that you've got quite a view on the red card.
Absolute madness.
Yeah, that was weird.
The
Even Barrett's sort of like quite outspoken.
You've taken this game over to America, right? You're in Chicago, and obviously the last one was a huge success. Whereas this one, they're going, right, let's do it again. Let's try and grow rugby. The World Cup in how many years? Obviously the next one's Australia. Then let's grow it. Let's give a spectacle. And then the first 5 minutes is just spent. The referee couldn't get the screen working, so then he's had to go into the dugout to have a look at this screen. Like the coverage from on the TV was absolutely shocking. No microphone in front of the bloody hacker. So you couldn't even hear the fuckers doing the hacker.
That would mute it.
The pitch was shit and appalling. I genuinely was really disappointed by it. But even more so, and do you know what? You shouldn't say this about the refs, but the ref was shit. It ruined the game. Almost ruined the game.
Just whistle happy.
Yeah, and some of the weirdest squint throws I've ever seen in my life. Just some weird calls all throughout the game. But that one with Tadhg Beirne. I'll tell you exactly what's happened. And there's loads of debate going on about on Twitter and everywhere at the moment. Everyone's saying, oh, is it or isn't it? And whether some people are just writing, oh, red card all day to get some sort of click. They've run the down line, and Barrett isn't expecting to get the ball. He even said afterwards, I didn't even know I was going to get the ball. It's a forward pass. So what happens? He ends up right in front of you. Someone's running straight into you. What do you do? What do you do? You brace.
Yeah.
And bracing isn't just leaning back. He's coming at full pelt.
You've
got to lean forward into it. That's all he's doing. He's bracing and moving forward into it. And it's just unfortunate. Yes, shoulder hits the head, but if you look at the whole incident as a piece,
it was peculiar. I completely agree.
It is crazy that rugby is now giving out red cards. Yes, it was a yellow card. They gave it the old go and check it. The fact that they came back and said red card is an absolute farce. Rugby, if that is a red card, it's gone soft. It's a disgrace.
Game's gone.
Game's gone. By the way, all the Irish fans in here know that I love to bag the Irish. I'm looking at it going, Tadhg Beirne, best player. He was the player of the series.
Yeah, in the Lions, yeah.
It would have had an effect. And, I don't want to listen, I was happy that the All Blacks won.
He had to qualify it.
I had to throw it out there. But it just, it pissed me off. And that is where I'm happy that we have the 20-minute red card. Because if someone had given that a red card, but what's fucking crazy is the referee would have only given that a yellow card. So it would have only been 10 minutes. She would have had Tadhg Beirne on it.
It was...
It almost ruined it still.
The entire official sort of side got it. They got that bit just wrong.
100%.
But also...
Let us know if you disagree. Irish fans, I'm guessing, will come into the comments and say it's an absolute disgrace. But let us know if you agree or disagree. But I can't see how that is a red card.
It's interesting because the captain, Dan Sheehan, he went over to the referees to be like, surely there's some mitigation in the forward pass. And I thought that was interesting because of what you said, he wouldn't have done that if it hadn't had those things happen, right?
It's like if it happened over here, it's like the ball's not even there and someone's sprinted into someone that's not knowing they're coming and you've gone, oh, shit, and you've whacked them. They're not going to go over there and go, oh, that's a red card, you hit your shoulder onto his head, but the ball was over this side of the pitch. It's exactly the same thing. I just think it's mental. I reckon it got completely wrong. There needs to be someone that come out and go, we got that completely wrong.
But bizarrely, it didn't end the spectacle, right? As in, actually, Ireland were brilliant. And that's, at that point, when they went down to 14, they scored a try.
Yeah, they scored a try in that period, yeah.
And so they were... It's the loss of Tadhg Beirne, right? It's not the red card per se.
Yeah, because it disrupts everything. You know, like one of the key people in the line out and loads of stuff. So, yeah, there'll be New Zealand fans looking at it going, well, you still get your player back after 20 minutes. But it made it disjointed. But yeah, just like I said, the whole, I don't know, it was a bit of a shame. Do you know what? Not a massive fan of watching rugby.
But you were pumped for that one.
I was like, I got back from Murrayfield having not watched the Scotland game. I knew how that was going to go. I got on stage at the Murrayfield. At Murrayfield, I got on stage and said Scotland are going to win 100-0, and everyone laughed. I was deadly serious. I was like, I genuinely think Scotland will win 100-0 against the USA, and everyone's like, this bloke's nuts, 85-0. But I was buzzing to get back and watch that game, and it was a complete letdown.
Yeah. Who for you performed well though?
It's Wallace, the TC boys. That bloke is just next.
Yeah, he's the man.
Unbelievable. Cam
Roygaard, the scrum half is...
Oh, just like you can tell he's a little bogan. Proper little bogan that just, little farmer fucker that goes about it. He was very good. James Lowe was giving it big licks the whole game.
I imagine.
But he loves that game, doesn't he?
Every All Black game, though.
He does. All Black game. Him, Jameson Gibson Park, you could tell it meant a lot to him. And James Lowe going for like charge downs in the 22 and then like
Just
Barrett
hits it
putting
around.
out and he's giving it the old
Yeah,
come
yeah,
on,
yeah.
like ginning up the crowd. He was the one that jumped out of line, gave the All Blacks the opportunity to get back in. You could just see he was like, oh, fuck, what have I done here? And if I was one of the All Blacks, I'd have been giving it like that straight into his face. Because if you give it, you've got to be able to take it.
Indeed.
And he was one of the reasons, jumps out of line, makes a terrible read, All Blacks go through, and that's where the tide started to turn. So, yeah, I was a bit gutted. I was a little bit gutted because of the whole thing, the whole build-up towards it. But there you go. The All Blacks getting the job done.
Yeah, can we give the All Blacks a bit more credit? I feel like we don't give them enough credit on the show. Like they had one job to do and they did it very well.
They did.
No, agreed.
They did
Agreed,
it.
yeah.
Well, we're saying they did it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel that firstly, your prediction of a 4-0 whitewash was dreadful last week. It's gone already.
But all I'm saying is, I'm not saying that I don't dispute that they're a great team. I'm not disputing that. They're just not that.
The All Blacks
Not
that
that
we
team that won.
It must be
everything.
hard living under that. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like that.
Jerry
and
Collins.
it's so
and
recent,
Joe
that
Logos
legacy of
and-
just infallibility, essentially. Like every now and again, they had one loss. Literally, every now and again. Whereas now it's not quite that. That's all I'm saying.
But it's probably good for them. Inside that camp. They're probably going, listen, no one thinks.
yeah, exactly. I think, and that,
less pressure on the.
But it tees up this week nicely. I was glad to see Geordie Barrett go off injured.
Because you're supposed to be off with them.
Yeah, mainly that. It looked like a nasty one. But yeah, they head to Scotland now. And Scotland, obviously,
us through
was
the
there
Scotland-
even
yeah,
any
let's
point in
move
that
to
game
that.
happening? 85-0.
What is the
tough.
genuinely? What is the point? Like, we get it for you. It's good to have non-tier 1 nations who are playing tier 1 nations, right? That is so important for the game. But what use is that even to the US?
I'm going to say it as it is. How USA, the size of the country, the athletes they have there, how on earth are they so shit?
because all of them get fast forwarded into sports that pay very well and are very established.
So they just, you reckon they've spread all of those people, but there's a lot more people that then choose for rugby. Is that why you think?
It's just not as popular.
It's not as popular.
Yeah.
Like, you want to be Kevin Durant. You want to be Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley. You don't want
It's
to be.
mental though, 85-0, and no disrespect to the Scotland team that was out there, but that was a Edinburgh and Glasgow team. That was no Finn Russell, no Blair Kinghorn, no Ben White. Like Sione Tuipulotu rested, Carl Steyn, Scotland's best winger at the moment, not playing. It just, you look at it and go, have you heard about this? Project Moonshot. We're going for the moon, baby. USA have predicted that at their own World Cup, they're going to make the semi-finals of the World Cup. And then they go and do that. But genuinely,
Wait, so
Project
how-
Moon. I think it's called Project
How long have
Moonshot.
they got? How long have they got though?
When is World Cup?
31.
2031. Project Moonshot, baby.
Just on a side note, how much is someone like Darcy Graham just gunning for a match like that? Like, fill your boots, give me tries.
In a game like that, though, don't you feel like it's almost, I don't know.
They shouldn't count.
Yeah, it's like
They shouldn't.
dishonourable. Do you know what I mean? It's
They
like
shouldn't count.
Darcy's like, oh God, dude, this has got to run for everyone again.
But
No, but then
what's
Dewey's
hilarious
also
is
scoring,
obviously
so-
they're 32 tries Dewey was on. I think he got 2 in the weekend, so he's up to 34. Scotland's all-time try scorer.
Okay, well then
But
if
Darcy
it's
and
those
Dewey are
two,
going at each other.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
so it's between
almost
those
become
two.
a
Tied, it's
running
tied, right?
joke. Yeah, and so it's almost become a running joke. Because I actually asked Finn this at the weekend. I said, you have the ability to call plays that has the effect on who scores.
Yeah.
So I was like, is there a little bit of you? And he was like, yeah, of course there is.
Who does he want?
Yeah.
Who does he want?
Darcy. just to wind Dewey up. But yeah, even in that game, you look at it and just say, this is absolute madness. But do you know what? Scotland, and I give them a fair play, played bloody well. And a couple of youngsters got opportunities. Jack Dempsey was out there. Adam Hastings run the show. Jamie Dobie, boys, for me, starts against the All Blacks. If he doesn't start against the All Blacks, something's wrong. Because yes, Ben White is a brilliant tactician. He can go out there and do the right things. But Jamie Dobie, for me, is
The guy.
probably one of the most important people in that Scotland team at the moment.
you've been talking about for a long time, also his versatility, his ability to, now with bigger kind of, we've talked about how you use your replacements, your bench. And
they
someone
brought
like him.
George Horn on and they stuck him onto the wing and he doesn't even look out of place. Honestly, the guy is ridiculous. So with Jamie Dobie, Finn Russell, Sione in the centre, potentially Stafford McDowell, captain Scotland at the weekend. Do you have him there? Do you put Hutch in there? And then the big question at the moment, Schmoggy played for Toulouse at the weekend. He goes at 15. Who do you put? Kyle Steyn has to start.
Yeah.
Who do you put on the other wing? Is it Dewey or is it Darcy? I mean, Duhan van der Merwe is not a bad person to bring off the bench against the All Blacks.
Yeah, but how rare is it you put a winger on your bench?
Because you've got Jamie Dobie,
Who can
switch around. I think that's why they were trying Ollie Smith. I would try and do something like that because you can move people around. You can't not start Kyle Steyn.
Right, let's move on to South Africa versus Japan. Very one-sided, and our dear Sasha Feinberg Amago Mazulu absolutely lighting up the show again. 2 tries. 3 conversions, and he just continues. I mean, look, it wasn't quite what did Eddie say in the build-up?
Mate, this is the best Japan side we've had, better than the 2015. What was the score?
61-7. 3 games in London on one day. We couldn't quite make it to Wembley.
There's a lot of Bokker in the town, eh?
Yeah, I think they managed to. Although the attendance was only 23,000.
Oh,
so they
rugby's
didn't.
dying.
No, it's not.
Rugby though.
There's a lot of rugby at the weekend.
But again,
in complete control, and this is it. Like the Bokker come over and just trounce everyone.
I think that is a big goal of theirs. Like, I think that's very important.
not just clean sweep, but I will crush you.
Yeah, I think it's very
wanna
important
show.
that they just completely sweep the place.
Embarrass people.
Yeah. Springbok Rugby has they're very good at sort of apexing for World Cup cycles. But in between, you're like, do they want to be that team? Do you know what I mean? So I think that's the sort of legacy they're trying to lay down. Like, can we become that sort of unbeatable, the greatest? I mean, this group of players is arguably the greatest Springbok team of all time. But if they can sort of cement that, I think that's the cherry on top.
So let's look ahead to this weekend coming up, and there's some absolutely fabulous matches to look forward to. As I've said, the pick of the matches has to be the France-South Africa at the Stade de France.
Oh, that is
a replay of that
be
absolutely cataclysmic and huge clash in the quarterfinals of the World Cup in 2023, decided by just a point. Which, having rewatched as well, people didn't. France won all of the stats except the one that mattered, obviously the scoreboard. Where do we think this is going to go?
I think South Africa do it.
I'm with Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah. France haven't played any rugby recently, have they?
No. That is the thing.
That is the only.
But then nor had England, in a way. So,
yeah, but you just said they played against an Australian team that didn't really have all their superstars, whereas
yeah, I mean,
the
South
Springboks
Africa are going to be
the
stacked.
Springboks have come in fully stacked.
It's essentially like 1v2, arguably.
That is how it.
So
I think
like it's a very important game for them as well.
But a lot of our fabulous South African fans have in the comments talked about your comments last week, and they are finding it hard to call.
Yeah, but it was with because I feel like they always sort of change their squad up quite dramatically. The French, like you've seen, like there's quite a lot of fresh faces in there. Like he's always picking on form, which is brilliant, by the way. So you never know what you're going to get for the first few games out of them. But they've been super sort of consistent in this era. So it's going to be it's going to be very competitive. And if there's a team that has the sort of athletes, the kind of muscle to sort of keep up with the Springboks, it would be the French. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm with you. I'm with you. I think it'll be a close game, but I think the Springboks edge it. I think that's.
Did say France last week.
Did I? I've changed my mind. I've changed my. I don't know why I said France last week.
Changeable, just with so lack of conviction in everything that you do.
I also think Fiji will beat England this weekend.
Do you actually?
I don't think that.
Yeah,
No
England,
sense,
Fiji.
no chance.
No chance.
I-
Ooh, look at that. Look at
No,
that.
I just think England they're good. They're very good.
I agree. I actually, for once, look at England and go, actually. And I think it's the success of Northampton that makes me think that more than anything.
Success of Northampton, good Lions campaign for a lot of those guys. I think there's a lot of sort of renewed grit and zeal about what they're doing.
Yeah, I agree.
It will be an interesting game there, that England-Fiji. Let's Scotland-New Zealand.
I've said it already. I said it last week.
Yeah, you got ripped apart for it, didn't you?
I think it'll be. I reckon it could be. I reckon it'll be the closest one for a long time.
But
I'm saying New Zealand though.
we're all going to be there.
Yep.
We're all going to be...
Yeah, it's going to be great.
I'm very excited.
That'll be very
I've
good,
cancelled
yeah.
all my work for the day.
No, can we just add, we haven't asked him to do that, have we?
No, we
At no
haven't.
point did we
I
say,
could have
right.
the same thing that happened yesterday. You two having the time of your lives and me just watching from afar or watching from a suite where I'm like, oh, what? Hey, guys. Oh, you know what? I'd end up going into the suite that you're going at hospitality at on stage getting heckled by you two.
Yeah.
Which actually would have been quite funny.
That would have been good.
Do you know what I should ask? I should actually try and see if we can get Marc up and we'll just sit and watch Marc go and be the...
What, and die in front of a load of people on the
It'd be
tracks.
hilarious. But we are looking forward to that one, boys. It's going to be big. And then we're going to have a special guest at the podcast.
Ooh, can't talk though until
We've worked him
you've-
out.
Yeah, until you've done enough emotional terrorism to get him on.
We'll work it.
So,
I think Scotland do it. I think Scotland. This is it. It is now or never. We say that every year.
Yeah, somebody made that comment.
Now
You say that every year.
or never.
It's our time.
But you know what? I think we actually play the Springboks. We play the All Blacks next year as well, so we get another chance next year as well. But
you can't
but
say
no.
Shirts.
This is it.
It's the new.
The 100-year.
Yeah, the old school. This
Very nice. Very lovely
nice,
jersey.
yeah.
So, wouldn't it be fitting if we were all there? It's more not for Scottish rugby, not for Scotland. It's more for us.
Oh yeah, for the lash.
It'll make it so much better.
The big old,
So much better.
big old rager afterward. Wales, Argentina. Wales making their sort of autumn international debut, if you will. A lot of positive noises coming out of the camp.
Who else have Wales got? So
They've got South Africa, Japan.
They'll beat Japan.
all right.
New Zealand.
So what does victory look like for Wales?
Beating Argentina. I
Beating
think
Argentina.
That would be their big one.
If they beat Argentina, they dub. But can they do it? When you look at the team, they're definitely capable, right? Like if you look at what Tandy's got at his disposal.
You've just got to hope that Argentina
Have
look
one of
at
those
their
weird days.
and look at their recent.
That's the thing about
And
Argentina.
then they go,
Because
it's
they can
easy,
beat
it's no
everyone.
problem.
Yeah.
I don't know why we even worry.
Yeah.
We just go, we beat
You
And then-
eerily sound like Santiago here.
the Welsh. Get them.
But
So I wish that for the Welsh, but I can't see it happening.
yeah.
Because I've just talked up how Argentina are better than the All Blacks at the moment. So I can't then suddenly go,
but the
Wales
one
beat
thing that-
Argentina. I know I say some stupid shit, but I think for Wales, this autumn, if they beat Japan, which they should...
So why do we think that they could beat them though?
Japan?
No. Why do we think the Wales can beat Argentina?
I don't.
You don't. You definitely no chance.
Only if Argentina really get complacent, come over, I don't know, someone gives them a load of food poisoning or something.
Oh, that's a really...
I hear a load of optimistic, but I hear so much great things about the gregarious Tandy, and then how he's selected just makes me sort of. That's a vigorous Welsh team.
He has a plan, and they've said that. They've come out and said, we're going to recreate... You know, the thing that Wales, a lot of their success was based on their ability to not lose. Like, they were there, always at...
Does that sort of reinvigorate them?
Well, they need the Welsh public
fair.
to get down there, get behind.
As long as this game's super competitive, I think that's a dub.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
really?
Wales of old, you're like, Argentina off the back of the Rugby Championship beating the Springboks, and
It's a sad state of affairs that we're saying, for example, if they're within a score, then everyone will be happy.
That's crazy because
It's mental. Absolutely mental.
you wouldn't have said that over
that's
the
just
last 10 years.
That's the way that. But that's if there's one team that's drastically changed the most in terms of getting better, and the one that's gone the worst, it's Argentina versus Wales.
I'm with you.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they are. You're bang on, polar opposites.
So, yeah, they're the most rapidly most dynamic changes that have happened in rugby in terms of superpower.
So what we're asking for is you, the Welsh public in Cardiff, to try and lure the Argentinians out this week. Get them on the piss. Get them down to Vodka
Chippy
Revs.
Lane,
Yeah, Chippy Lane. Take them down to Wine Street in Swansea. That would get you really fucked up. That is a dangerous place to go. And if you can lure the Argentinians, who actually I think are quite easily to lure into a bit of trouble. Like I've spent some time with them, and they like to get loose.
Yeah.
And they have a good time. Yeah, they have a good time.
If you can do that for Wales,
Yeah, they're wild men.
you will be.
So yeah, Argentina.
rewarded.
Argentina, okay.
Argentina.
Italy, Australia.
Australia.
Aussies.
Right, so is the Ireland, Japan.
Ireland.
Okay, brilliant. Boys, sadly, that is all the time we've got left for this week. Huge thank you to Ryan and Max, as always, and to all of you for listening and watching. We love you very dearly. Jump in the comments, let us know what you think. We will all be together again next week at Murrayfield for Scotland versus New Zealand. Until then, bye-bye.
More or nothing.
Let's go and get drunk, boys.
Put another log on the fire. I'm going to seduce you.
Oh, big shout out, Corinthia. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Corinthia.